Dissect. I go by the name of Novelist.
And I go by the name of Jua.
Hey,
Been a
Jules,
while
it's
since
nice
I
to
was
have you
here.
back. I think there's another delay between us again, I guess.
Yes, yes. So close but so
Well,
far.
so how was vacation, Jay?
I love Jamaica. I think I'm in love. I fell in love with Jamaica. So yeah.
Oh, you know that's funny.
Yes. I had so much
Well,
fun. I
of
promise
course,
you
you
this.
know. Nice. Well, we missed you last week, so welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but there's some type of going on tonight. As you can see, our background is even different. We're definitely having internet problems, but we will try to get through it for the night, and hopefully we can bring you guys a good show. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. If you're following Allen's Therapy or TDN on any other platform, go ahead and share that and let everybody know you got it locked in. All right. Of course, we have a special guest for you tonight. Jules, you want to do the pleasure since you want to do it? Like since
Wow.
had a
Wow,
life
wow,
time
wow.
of
Well, and this
rest
is
and
an
all
honor
them
for me
things.
to introduce the guest tonight. So, you know what? I'm going to take the advantage of this opportunity. And because female to female, you know how I do when females come on, I get so excited. And in this case, I'm even more excited because tonight we have a soca diva. And that soca diva tonight is Miss Claudette Peters herself. Miss Claudette Peters, welcome to Dissect. Welcome.
Hello, guys.
Oh gosh,
That,
welcome.
that's a special introduction. I don't even do introductions that well.
Well, really? How are you guys doing?
We're great.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
God
We're
for
good.
that. I
We're
mean, there's
good.
so
How are
many
you
things
doing?
happening right now.
I know.
So novelist asked,
Crazy
"How
world
are
we're
you doing?"
living
I
in.
heard
So
him.
how's
It's a little,
everything?
it's a little dramatic. He said, "How are you?"
I'm great, thank you.
So it seems like we're on the same
Nice.
level playing ground tonight, and novelist is a little bit delayed in his hearing us.
Yeah, it's the boy. It's the boy.
Yeah, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. So I'm gonna start since you know what we have
So
questions. A lot of people have been waiting to see you. I was so excited when I saw your performance of St. Croix, I think it was, and you're winding down the place. And from that, I said I'm so excited to want to interview you. And I guess we should just start off by letting the people know a little bit more about Claudia Peters. And
Ah, yeah. So I have to, my whole life? Is it my whole life you need to know about? Okay. So my name is Claudette Alona Peters, uh, born
mm,
Antiguan, mother's from Dominica, father Antiguan. I have
okay.
two beautiful children. My girl is 22, my boy is 9. I'm a soca artist. I have been doing this for a very, very long time. Um, I think it's probably over, it's what? My daughter is 22. Yes. So it's been not long because I started professionally in '04.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm the 10-time soca monarch of Antigua Barbuda. I
Damn.
wow.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Hmm.
think of it all, you know. I'm the
Yeah.
first time um road march, female road march, the first female to have won both road march and soca monarch,
Right.
obviously so many times as well. Um, hey, and I love to cook.
I love that. I love that. Douglas, do you want to go
Can you
ahead?
guys actually hear me?
A
Because
little
I
bit
know.
of a lag. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know I'm lagging. I'm actually trying to get in the conversation, but yeah, no, I'm way, way behind. So, um,
Uh-huh.
you said your mom is from Dominica. That's quite interesting. I didn't know that.
Hey, I mean, the Caribbean is linked, and so that shouldn't be a surprise. Here in Antigua, we just
That is
we're
true.
multinational. There's so many people from different
All right.
Caribbean islands who are living here, and it's been happening for a very long time now. So, I mean, it's not really something that is, that is weird. I'm happy though because I'm,
Right.
between two different culture, although it's pretty much similar
Mm-hmm.
with certain things. And
Correct.
it's exciting to know that I'm able to, to bounce into, either or culture, and have two places to call
Right.
my own.
Hmm. Yeah. So with the cooking, I mean, you mentioned that you love to cook. So do you cook more Antiguan style food, or do you cook more Dominican style food?
I try to go in between, whichever that, my taste buds prefer.
Mm.
My boyfriend, he's Dominican, so I must cook Dominican food, the ground provision with your
Okay.
saltfish and then your
Yes.
sauce and all the
Yes.
vibes. It's
Yes.
something. I mean, as long as it's entertaining people, I get a great kick out of it. I'm always having
Right.
folks here at my house because I love entertaining. It's always a vibe with me. It's always, if you go through my social media page, it's just always something happening, mainly
Right.
party vibe. And it's just me. I'm down to earth. I was pretty much raised in a village where um it's not really the slum or the ghetto, but it's very much close
Right.
to where I went to school, let's say in the ghetto,
Mm.
otters. So I went to school with the tough ones.
All right.
And so I really don't have a reason to be anything less than, but then I do know the time and place. I do know, what is worth it and what isn't. I'm just one of them who, came out, to do better. Uh,
Right.
and in the Caribbean, it's just always something, and you must have your head on in terms of, what you do, and what should come out of what you do.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Nice.
Okay. Well, we know that
So
you
you
started
talk
off.
about what
Sorry.
made you
Douglas, go
Ask
ahead.
it, ask
Go
it,
ahead.
ask it.
Go ahead.
music.
Novelist.
I don't know if you guys.
I'll ask you the question, Miss Peters. We know that you
Okay.
started off singing gospel music. What made you transition from singing gospel to soca? That is something that people are probably interested in knowing about.
Okay, it's pretty simple. When I was growing up, grandma, God rest her soul, I was always at grandma's house. Pretty much, grandma was, but my auntie and grandma
Hmm.
um, was a Christian, and she was very firm in her religion. So it was a situation where I had to be going to church every single time. So
Hmm.
you'd hold on to
Mm.
grandma's dress and you're walking down the road to church.
Right.
And on Sundays, of course, it'll be Sunday school, and you have to make a presentation. Um, and so at some point during the service, and for me, it was always singing because my grandmother felt that I had such a great voice. But for me, children always have a great voice until you get older and you sound weird, But you had to do it because it was a very stern relationship. She believed that you should do as you're told, and that's exactly what I did. Uh, I had to go visit the sick and the shut in with her, and do all of those things. Go to the market and meeting somebody, and she would ask me. She'd say, "Claudie, could you please sing a song sing one of those songs that we sing in church to cheer up this person. And so I pretty much grew up doing that. And there was just one point in time when I was 14 years old, 13 and a half, 14, my uncle, who believed in me, we call him the Antiguan Gregory because he pretty much sounds like the Antiguan Gregory, uh, uh, asked me to enter a pageant. And I said no. And I got licks, obviously, because you should not say no.
Right.
He's like, no, you're going, you're going. I said, you're going. I was like, okay. Didn't want to because I wasn't the soul to do such a thing. Being in the crowd and all of that, I was not that type of person. And then I did the show. I didn't win. I got first runner up. Obviously, my performing talent would be singing. And then you were backed by a live band because those days it was not the CD or the flash drive. It had to have been a backing band. So I got started with live band from a very early age. And then I continued with the pageantry. And then I went straight into the hotel circuit where I did entertainment.
Wow. Oh, we seem to have lost numbers.
We've lost them.
Gosh. He'll be back. He'll be
Yes.
back. So along the lines then, so your uncle and your grandma, they kind of encouraged you into singing and being in the pageant. So obviously it seems as if they were supportive in your transition to soca.
They were. I mean, what it is that there was supportive music, period, because they knew something that I didn't know then, and so it felt very forceful. My earbuds want to go. 1 second. Yes, they were very supportive. For any genre. I wasn't allowed to do soca in the house, but then once I did the hotel circuit, I had to do quote unquote soca music. The only one I knew to do was hot, 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 because I was the Whitney Houston type of person. It was Toni Braxton and all of that. And so it was really tough. And it was just one day that one evening I was driven to, I can remember, Sandals Hotel, and I was listening to an interview being done with Miss Alison Hines, and they played music, her soca music, and they played other music that she'd done on some concert. And then this was a time when we had to record via cassette to pick up whatever is been played on radio, because recording was, if you didn't get it from the radio station, then you're not getting it at all.
Right.
And I was like, wow, she can really sing.
Yeah.
Wow. And she sang different music from soca.
Right.
I can do that. And she was a very powerful singer.
Yes.
And so I started to listen to her music, and I started doing her style of music in the hotels. And, it came out pretty well. And so for that, that style, that mannerism, that I picked it up really, really fast. And not being able to see her live was pretty much different. But so it's just, looking at her through the music that's been played while, she's performing.
Yeah.
The recording was just, so orgasmic for me that, I felt like I needed to transform that energy, her energy, into mine, because I knew I couldn't be her. And so I just wrapped that around until I had my daughter in 2001, and I was asked by members of the band to be a female singer. I was like, no, I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to, entertain. I don't know how to do any of that.
Wow.
So no, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Goodbye. They came back again. And I was like, okay, they said that they'll teach me. I said, okay. And we went forth, we were doing that. And eventually, I got on a really good foot by traveling a lot to Trinidad. My daughter learned how to
Right.
walk in Trinidad.
Okay.
So I got to learn to know Fan Lyons, and I got to meet my Allison Hines and
Yeah.
all of
Nice.
that, and other artists. And it was a lot for me, but I was just
Mm.
so excited that I felt like nobody could stop me. No, all right, so this is what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Right.
This was when that same year I recorded Something Got a Hold on Me, which was my first soca. I did that recording because the band went to Trinidad at Sound Basin to do the recording, to do the album.
Hmm.
And I wasn't really on the slate to do because I was added to the band last minute. But then they had an extra slot because they had done already with the CD Babies, get the stuff printed, everything was just ready and set. They were missing one song. And they were like, you had to go, you're gonna have to sing a song. I was like, what? So there is no song for me. How we have to go to Grenada. They're
Yeah.
like, well, you have to do it because the CD pressers are waiting for us. We have to come up with the name of the song and the song for you. So let's do it this. So it's overnight. So it's like, what do you want to sing about? I was like, I don't know. Something about walking up, something, because it's female. It's female. It makes sense.
Yes.
So they were like, I was like, da 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 da. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we came up with Watch Me Waistline Girl. Ah, watch me get on bob and I wine and car. Something got a hold on me. And
Right.
I feel as though, and then it went crazy after that. and
Wow.
that's and that's to just summarize the story because we don't have much time.
I love it. I love it. Now I understand where the something got a hold on you came from.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mm.
yeah.
I love it. So
Most
when I'm
Main
whining,
definitely.
inspiration.
I'll think about that story when I'm
Right, right. Yes, yes.
You guys are enjoying your little girl moment there, huh?
I know
But now you're back
it.
on the same wavelength as us now. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I was being entertained there for a minute.
Okay, all right.
So, Claudette, I missed a bit. So, if I ask something that's already been asked, forgive me.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm,
you did mention about winning 10 monarchs.
mm-hmm.
That is a lot. I mean, my question, I know it could be repetitive after a while because 10 is a lot. But do you remember that first that first time you won the Soca Monarch? Do you remember that moment? Do you remember what that felt like? Even after winning 9 more?
The first one. I did go in with something after all hold on me. That was my first time, but I didn't win. Um,
Oh,
the then male performer for the band, he won, so it was okay with me. I
right,
don't really care because I was not that tough of a performer, but I had a
right.
great song, and so of course there is a criteria once entering a competition. So it was a learning
Hmm.
experience for me. Uh, in Antigua, what it is when I started first, it we did not have a lot. We didn't have soca artists. We had calypsonians,
Okay.
and
Oh, okay.
so for me, I did not have a local mentor, and
Hmm.
I did get some assistance from some calypso female calypsonians. They
Right.
were good friends of mine, but I didn't have that diva person, that person who would just draw out that diva
Yeah.
in me. But while
Hmm.
traveling, I had the opportunity to sit down and speak with Allison. And
Right.
I mean, she gave me the do's and don'ts. She gave me the stories. She gave me every single thing, she could remember,
Right.
her ups and downs and all of that. And so I had to, to continue with the stories and the life that she had gone through,
Hmm.
as caution, as inspiration, as the push to do to be who I am today, along with other persons who have encouraged me along the way.
Right.
Um, but my first time I did, it was awesome. I had the experience then, but I
Hmm.
have this knack of bringing across production on stage
Right.
every time I'm competing. So it's always crazy out of the box, but then you have to pretty much cut it down to size as to what's possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but then I'm always dreaming, I'm always thinking, entering competitions, I don't sleep. I
Mm.
don't sleep
Oh.
at all because
Hmm.
it's just so difficult. And you could imagine doing it for a couple of years back to back. I did have a break though, because
Right.
after a while I was like, no, I need to, I need a break, because
Right.
to be thinking about the production performance side of it, it became overwhelming. What do I come up with?
Right.
How do I come up with
Hmm.
something to compete with, or to
Right.
the performance I did last year, the year before, something to wow. It's just
Right.
it was
It's a
crazy,
lot.
and I needed a break.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes you've been doing something for a very long time. It makes sense to just step back a little. Folks might
Yes.
beg to differ,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
mentally
Yep.
you have to follow. If it's a no, it's a no, and if you do, you might break down, because it's not
Yeah.
easy at all.
Yeah.
Competitions are crazy serious.
So you can then could be considered a trailblazer then for female artists in Antigua then, because if
Mhm,
it was mainly calypso and now you brought it out, you brought the genre of soca,
mhm.
Hmm.
where a female has now dominated that arena.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it is great. Yeah, it's a great feeling. Why? Because I didn't have that, and so
Right.
it makes sense that that I'm able to develop something that other females can follow. And for me, the deep down inside is mainly because I didn't have it, and I had to have somebody out from outside mentor me. I'm grateful, crazy grateful for that. She's still a friend. It's just a touch on the phone, to ask whatever, or to just be foolish, because she is. She can be at times.
Yeah.
Um, but where I wanted where I want to go is to help to make sure that I'm able to hand that formal setting, where entertainment is concerned, especially to the females, because in Antigua it's really lacking. Females are coming out, but it is not what we're hoping for, in terms of the amount. Some tend to be very intimidated that I'm still in the game,
Yeah.
uh, and find it very hard to understand that, while I'm here, all you have to do is to just continue work harder and to just prepare yourself, to be the
Right.
best you in the industry. But it's a work in progress, and
Hmm.
I'm still fighting for that to come out. But I mean, the competition was just something to begin with, and with more to come that we might probably speak about later on in the interview.
Nice. Yeah, I think some of the females should actually take advantage that you're there right now to ask you questions on to how they should go about developing themselves and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
but when I started, we didn't have the internet
right.
at our fingertips. And the encyclopedia surely, because we had that, surely
Right.
would not help where entertainment is
Hmm.
concerned. But we did
Facts.
have, some people who would have been to, several carnivals, who would have rubbed shoulders with entertainers, managers,
Hmm.
anybody who is a part of the industry. But it was often a
Right.
situation where you would have been misled, by which with the information,
Hmm.
and somewhat taken advantage of. And I went through that is the reason why I'm speaking of it. And
Right.
as a matter of fact, I remember that I decided to just give up on music because I felt like it was just an industry where people just take advantage of people with talent. And I was
Right.
not willing to continue anymore because it was turning me into a beast where I was just always snapping,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not
Hmm.
something that I felt that was good for me.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, because all of that would trickle down um, into my family life,
Yeah.
because I was just so
Right.
angry because you would have met people. Oh, I'm a manager. I know everything, and then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go somewhere you don't get paid. You get a lot of stories, and it just can keep
Right.
continuing,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I blame that experience from where I am not right today. But
Right.
it is not a bad thing, because where my head is right now is to make sure that I help to curb that, where our artists, our upcoming artists are concerned. So it's a lot in the bag where I'm going to try to make sure that I get the tools to formally educate our soca artists. It doesn't even have to be soca
Right.
artists. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's the same business, just
Yeah.
genre is just different, but the
Yes.
Right.
business is the same, you know.
Hmm.
But it has been challenging, and I'm sure speaking with other artists, you've heard that.
Yes.
Um, listen, you cry bad, you cry bad. It is an industry where you
It's ugly.
do, you mash up. You
Yeah.
don't do, you
Hmm.
still mash up.
Mash up.
But you have to love it so much. You have to love it so
Right.
much that you're willing to just experience the craziness. It's just like
Mm.
going into Baghdad, but then they do have some beautiful people
Right.
who are willing to help, somewhat. And you have to be receptive of that and just love them for that.
Yeah.
And just do what you have to do and just gain that strength and just
Yeah.
beat it and
Mm.
just be there. But for me right now, I'm still pushing, and to pushing for my stoker artists, especially my female artists, to come out and do their due. I have some artists, female artists, at my fingertips, but well, we're having elections now in Antigua. Next
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday is the day, and
Mm.
I'm hoping this year, 2023, to get the tools, finances as well, to help to get that motor running, to assist my female sisters,
Okay.
and of course, by extension, my male artists in the business, to do their just due, because since we have burning flames, uh, we do have Mr. Ricardo Drew, we have a Tion Winter. Our presence around the world is not that strong, and it is something that we are going to have to try to make sure that we change. um, it doesn't have to be by myself alone,
Yeah.
but we can go there as a body, as Antiguans, to
Right.
just deal with it. And I'm willing to do that. It's just that we have to do it together.
Together,
It's
fact.
internal fight as well. I mean, as
Hmm.
everywhere, you have some who wants to be the one who is going to be the one,
Yes.
as
Yeah.
opposed to as
Hmm.
opposed to doing it together. So it's
Right.
it's it's a bit difficult, because it's the truth here. We're doing an interview. It's the
Right.
truth here, and so it is definitely a fight. But I'm going to fight that fight, as I've been doing for so many years, to let that happen.
Yeah.
Right. I
And
definitely want to touch on that a little bit more, though.
yes, yes, I do want to talk about this more too, because it's a struggle
Yeah.
that a lot of, not just Antiguans are having, but Caribbean
Hmm.
people on a whole. And I
Yeah.
want to say at the Afro Caribbean diaspora is also having on a
Mhm.
consistent
Yep.
basis, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's
Uh,
in the Caribbean or North America, the same kind of issues that we're having. It's that fight down, that backbiting mentality, and that's who wants to be
Mhm.
better, and it's not that unifying unity thing.
Mhm.
So we will
mhm.
talk more about that. But Navi, what is it?
Yeah.
What's coming up now?
Well, it is 7:35, and if you're just joining us, we are talking to Miss Claudette Peters from Antigua, CP.
Yeah.
10 times Monarch. Yo, crazy. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, share the page, and make sure you let your friends know. We got a few clips of Claudette performing, and we're gonna get into one of them right now, and we'll come right back and we'll talk a little bit more about the struggles in the Caribbean with the music and learn some more about Claudette Peters. Let's take a look at the video.
Claudette Peters speaking. How may I help you? I'm so sorry. We're out of cultural characters for now. Yes, sir. I do understand. Excuse me, sir. Listen, a lot of people have been calling me about cultural characters, and all I have to tell them is I humbly apologize. What can we do? What is going on? I work in the Ministry of Culture. How can this happen?
Culture? We don't have no culture. Just collect your paycheck at the end of the month and you're good. Tell me about culture. Get out my office.
What?
Claudette, wake up, please.
Pulse check.
Wake up.
There's no part of a
All this
pulse.
for culture, Claudette, please.
Time of death, 4:45 p.m.
Wake up.
Claudette, how are you go? Culture is your baby. Tell me where you think you're going. You have a responsibility to mentor, to build our youth and our nation's culture. You are the right place to bring our culture back to life. So much to accomplish, so much to be done. Now go and reignite the spirit of carnival.
When the iron god bring it home, eh? Hi! When the iron god bring it home, eh? When the tenant god bring it home, eh? Hi! Bend back, on your waist, push back, set the pace, point back on your man. I love you do it properly. Bend back, on your waist, push back, set the pace, point back on your man. I love you do it properly. You can.
Wow. Honestly, I'm getting chills just looking at this clip. And for the audience, they cannot see the reaction of you, Miss Peters, behind the scenes.
In the back.
You are watching you watch yourself, and you are very your acting ability, your singing ability, everything about you is diva. It says diva. And I'm proud of you. I'm not Antigua, but I'm proud of you because I'm
that, that was a good piece of acting. That was a good piece of
Thank
acting
you.
right there.
So, we got to ask you about your acting career. That's something that works.
That's rough.
I saw you in that proud moment when you saw yourself in that skit just now. And I do want to talk a little bit about your impression of your Antiguan culture. What are your feelings about your Antiguan culture? I know you mentioned that you had some concerns This is the place to dissect that, by the way. If you have any
Mm-hmm.
dissect about your culture that needs improvement, and you know, somebody might be watching and saying, "Hey, you know what? Maybe we can start somewhere. Maybe not today, maybe tomorrow."
Right.
Right?
Man, yes.
We need 2 hours for this, or 3.
All right, so in a nutshell,
Mhm.
maybe not that nutty, but what it is, I entered the Soca Monarch last year, and that made my 10th crown.
Yeah.
Because I felt, along with others, other Antiguan, I felt that our cultural elements and our style of music, which is Bena music, our Antiguan style of
Mm-hmm.
music, is not being um, displayed, played,
Right.
or even or just being ignored.
Mhm.
Not that we have not seen anything, not that it's just,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not as, you know, the Trinidads and the Grenaders and the Bajans and, you know, all of these
Right.
islands. Because I mean, when visiting an island, I mean, if you don't leave with anything, you always leave with um, some sort of cultural folk song
Right.
or cultural
Right.
element that
Yeah.
you can
Mm-hmm.
just remember from that visit.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I didn't feel like, you know, we are doing enough to bring that about. We do have a cultural department where
Right.
I work. As a matter of fact, you know, I've been there for at least 5 years.
Right.
Uh, leaving an ambassadorial status, cultural envoy status, to make a meaningful contribution, because I could have just stay home and do quite a few appearances per year
Right.
and get a paycheck. But I just didn't want that. And so I was transferred to being a working person.
Right.
And so I've been doing that for 5 years because I felt like enough has not been done, and I wanted to help, to
Right.
assist, as
Yeah.
Hands
opposed
on.
to being the
Yes.
person, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't do it alone. There are folks who have been there so many years and who know the ropes, you know, about culture, Antigua culture. I'm still trying to make sure that I put it all together. My
Mm-hmm.
performance, though, for that competition last year was to show the different elements of Antigua and Barbuda, and that's
Right.
the stilt walkers, but we call it the Macajumbi.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, we have
Okay.
the John Bull, the what, you know, they wear in the, what you call it, the green banana leaves, the dried green banana with the horn and all of that, and the
Okay.
clowns, yes,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
we have the clowns, and we have skelly hoppers. You know what we call the skelly hoppers? You know skelly hoppers, right? The black suit with the bones. That is
Like the
Jump,
indigenous
skeleton type of
to
thingy.
the
jump.
folk dancers. Yeah, the folk
It's
dancers and all of that. I just felt that the young people now know nothing about
nothing
these
about it.
things,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because they're so exposed to the internet that they
Yeah.
probably know everybody else's and not
Right.
ours. And
Right.
so I wanted that
Right.
performance to suit the song, because I felt that my song was pretty much similar to what our Bena music is, or is all about, or sounds like. And so I had to marry both the elements and the music together. Of course, pan music
Mm-hmm.
is a Caribbean thing, and so I just wanted to have that visual, very, very live on stage. And even the big costumes, we used to do that because during the Queen shows and stuff, Queen competition, pageants, I should say, the
Right.
contestants would wear the big costumes and pull them, and they're in their heels and they're jamming and they're doing it.
Yeah.
It's a story about about the costume, and it
Right.
has to do with the country and all of that. And we don't do that anymore. And when the
Right.
tourist comes, what are they taking away from Antigua?
Yeah.
Is it the,
Mm.
you know, the commercial carnival? I mean, the commercial carnival
Right.
works, yeah, because I make my money from it. But I would
Right.
love for the tourists to come and to experience a little, because we have
Right.
365 beaches,
Yeah.
Yep.
one beach per year, and we have so many historical sites that can be visited, and I don't think that we are grabbing the bull by the horn enough to force that down people's throat that this is what we're about, and we want you to leave with something, and that is what I
Right.
mean you should do, and then invite
Yeah.
somebody else to
Yes.
come because your
Right.
experience was just so different and so
Right.
real.
Right.
So I had to make sure that I put across that for my performance, and I during the performance I had to beckon to the our ministry and
Mhm.
our prime minister, because our government pretty much who would control our carnival. And so if we don't have love for culture, then it's not going to be displayed
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
what we're hoping. And so it's a work in progress. We are doing stuff to steering the wheels to get this started. And
Mhm.
so I'm just hoping for the best that we do our just due where our culture is concerned, because I mean Antigua really needs this.
And you had the right platform to do that, and you took advantage of that. And kudos to you for that. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Most definitely. But while you were listing the different costumes you guys have, um, it sounds to me like most of the Caribbean they have those same thing, but it's just called different. Like I think
Yeah,
what did you call it? The John Han? Is that what's it called?
John
The
Bull.
John Bull. Okay, in
Yeah.
Dominica we call that Sanse,
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And that's
So it's
why
the
I
same
said in the beginning, we're all, different islands, but we're
connected, yeah,
so similar. We're
yeah,
so
yeah.
similar,
Because we
you
are the
know.
same people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So that that's crazy. But you were talking about Antigua. I've been to Antigua a few times, right? And I'm listening to you and I'm like, wow, like what you're saying is so true. Like I'm sitting here and I'm trying to remember a time when I was in Antigua and I actually took something from Antigua as Antigua culture. Like I could tell you I stayed at the Royal Antigua Hotel. I don't know if that still exists,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I had a blast there, but it had nothing to do with culture. But I could
Mm-hmm.
tell
Mm-hmm.
you that night, like it was yesterday, I had crazy fun, but it was
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
culture. So
Yeah. Yeah. I
What?
mean,
yeah.
Go
it's for
ahead.
you to
Sorry.
take back something that is that has a cultural background,
Yeah.
because we're a very small country, 108 square miles, and
Right.
I mean, for me, you place that at every single angle. That I mean, the hotels would do have a cultural night, but if you
Hmm.
make it something that you take pride in, then there is no way you can get out of Antigua not
And don't
remembering
rem
anything. You
facts.
know?
Facts.
Yeah. I
Facts.
mean, fun is fun. You get that everywhere, but do not give
Right.
the people an opportunity to go somewhere else, because
Yes.
just give it to them, because
Yeah.
we it's our livelihood. We have
Yeah.
something things to boast about.
Yeah.
Give us the
Of course.
opportunity to sell this to you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What I
Mm.
was gonna ask is like, what is Antigua's national dish?
We have quite a few. We have Dukanan saltfish. We have fungi, saltfish, and chop up. We chop up as long as it's saltfish. Chop up is pretty much your eggplant with your spinach and your pumpkin, and you mash that up together.
Yeah.
And some you would,
Mm.
probably whip it up with some garlic and all of that. Very flavorful.
Okay.
Our dukanang is made of coconut, a sweet potato. Some would add, other
Ooh.
things like pumpkin, all of that. And there's sugar, and you have your spices and essence and all of that. And you boil it in the green fig, yeah, the leaves, and you
Oof.
boil it.
Okay.
And then yeah,
Damn, that's big.
very
All it's
That got my mouth watering right now. When we said
Jamaican
coconut, I was ready to go. Then we mentioned sweet potatoes. I was like,
coconut.
And then there is spongy. There's spongy, saltfish, and with the same chop up. Fungi is with cornmeal, and you would turn it in a pot. Yeah, you had that before, right?
Well, we
Yeah.
come-
Right.
Trinidad
So,
calls it something else.
so
Yeah.
you see the similarity with
Yes.
islands,
Yep.
right? We
Yep.
call it fungi,
Okay.
but it's
I-
we
I-
don't have it sweet. It's not sweet for us. It's salty
No.
for us.
Salt
Yeah.
and seasoning and thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comes from the
Yeah,
African
it's
ancestors,
wicked. I like
where I guess they have the fufu. I think it all comes from that.
Right.
Okay.
So everybody had their little
Oh, that's what they call
twist to it.
fufu.
Well, they use the cassava, but
Yeah.
similar in the texture wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go
Fungi
to
is wicked.
Of course, you're
Yo,
welcome.
I'm telling you.
You are welcome.
I'm always begging for invitations. So,
All right.
wow. Okay. So, I'm gonna have some tukano when I go, and some fungi. And
Yeah. When you come, I can whip you up some.
All right.
nice.
So what can we look forward to? I mean, Antigua Carnival is when in August, end of July or so, right?
July.
Right. So what can we look forward to coming from you or your camp come Antigua Carnival?
All right. So I'm a carnival baby. I was born on the 9th of August, and yeah. So it's nothing short of me being who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
At this point, we are pretty much should be preparing for carnival.
Right.
But we're actually doing elections now, so we're kind of stalling because, of course, the artists are now, in between, back and forth to the preparations for Antigua's Carnival 2023,
Right.
because we don't know, who the new minister would be, if it's, gonna, be the same government and all of that. So if
Right.
there's going to be a crazy shuffle. But then, it's left up to us to continue the music because Antigua has become very commercialized where carnival is concerned. And
Right.
so we pretty much start carnival unofficially in April.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so our pre-carnival fest
May, June.
goes, yeah.
Yo,
I want to go back to go.
I want to move to
Yeah.
Antigua.
Yes. Yes.
That's crazy.
And we listen, it is so crazy here. We have so many different types of concepts for our events here that, I mean, yes, a fete is a fete, but the creativity is just so crazy when it comes to the different types of fete. You feel like you're really, transforming to whatever that fete is.
Right.
So unofficially it's from April, so we must start our studio work like right now. I have already started, and I'm looking to continue once the election finish in next week Wednesday. I'm
Right.
full force trying to get an album done, get the music out early. Quite a few collaborations because I have not been doing a lot of that for the past couple of years. Why? Because I had to do self first and country.
Right.
And then now I am ready. So the contacts have already been made with the artists that I'm going to be collaborating with for 2020. Pardon?
Can you leak anything?
Nah.
It would be nice to see. It would be nice.
Definitely my soca diva.
That's what
my
I was gonna say. It would be
Caribbean
nice to.
yeah, my soca diva, Miss Allison Hines, Well,
Yeah,
it
that
of
would be
course
nice.
is evident.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
have done something together before, but this is going to be, even bigger. When we did
Right.
something, it was pretty much COVID time, and so it was just something that we are able to get our minds off of stuff and to just to inspire others. But it's just going to be, bacchanal and real, diva stuff,
Okay.
and quite a few others. So, and that is basically mindset right now, right after elections, full force in the studios, making sure that we collaborate because we do know that Trinidad Carnival and Dominica Carnival is pretty much
Next week.
on the go right now. And
Yeah.
so, we're trying to make sure that the music is on rotation with these carnival. Um,
Nice.
because people are in carnival mode now. So that is the
Hmm.
effort. So
Yeah.
that is really the mindset.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
Got it.
see I see that now why it's so
Yeah,
many months ahead of time. Yeah.
Yes.
that is crazy. From April.
Yeah.
Claudette, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. Did Antigua start this whole water fete? Because, like, as far as I've heard, as far as water spraying
What's
on
the
people
plan?
in Carnival, that this started in Antigua in the 90s.
I can't answer that. I don't know. I don't know. All
But
I
you
know,
guys, you guys did get crazy with the water. I heard back
well,
then,
we'd love it. Um,
right?
because then Burning Flames would have done a song years ago, wet down the place,
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
wet down the place. Yeah.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
may, I don't know, it's if Antigua started it, but I know that Burning Flames would have done a song, so that might have stemmed from some sort of behavior because their music was always about the behavior of
Right.
whatever event and the way how people would behave doing carnival jams, whatever. So
Hmm.
I'm not sure if Antigua started it, but I do know that song "Wet Down the Place" was a
Right.
song that Burning Flame sang, and it must have been because of something that happened
I,
here.
well, I heard from an artist that performed in Antigua back then, back in the 90s, and he tell me, man, I went to Antigua Carnival. I've never seen anything like this. And this is an artist. He tours different places, and the man said
Mhm.
Antigua was just wet in the place, and I was
Let
like,
me tell
really?
you, I mean, that would be something, but Antigua has a way, especially when they listen to Burning Flames music, the
Right.
Iron Band,
They do
the way
anything.
how they jam is very, very different.
Right.
I can't even explain it. It's just something that you are going to have to see. It's
See,
a cross between fighting, fighting and jumping up.
Yeah. I was gonna say wildness, just
just
wild.
wild,
Yeah,
just
I was just
wild.
trying. I was just trying to
Wildness.
make it right. And jamming behind Burning Flames, when they're doing their thing. If you're not, if you're tough, you can be in that. If you're not tough, don't even, because you're gonna get beat up.
Hmm.
And it's
Hmm.
something that they love. They really, really, really love. So
Yeah.
Antigua really do have their uniqueness in terms of the music, the
Hmm.
style, which is the banner music, the way they dance. It's just something just so unique because you really don't see it anywhere. And this is something that we still need to work on to bring back. But there is this band called the LSA band, which is a very young band. You could check them out
Hmm.
anytime, and they are pretty much of a mimic because I mean they looked up to the Burning Flames band,
Flames.
and
Right.
so the music is pretty much similar. So it's pretty much of a young side to Burning
Right.
Flames, and so
Hmm.
that is coming back, and
Okay.
Well,
it's
that's
just so
good.
weird.
That's good. We need stuff like that.
Yeah.
I find
Burning
that
Flame
every
Country.
few generation, every few decades, soca music kind of moves around to
It
different
moves.
islands.
Yeah.
That island
Yeah.
dominates the
Hmm.
Yeah.
entire genre for a
Yeah.
couple years
Yeah.
at
Hmm.
least.
Yeah.
Go groovy, then it goes up with tempo and all
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, even the tempo, I mean, I've been, having conversations with our musical stalwarts and
Hmm.
especially Calypsonians. Um, King Swallow, God rest his soul, would tell us stories that, when they had gone to Trinidad years and years ago, to entertain, that them Swallow and Burning Flames, our music was deemed as so fast that they just could not deal with the tempo. The tempo was just too fast for them.
Right.
And so our
Hmm.
music was just deemed different.
Right.
And they kind of got a little shoulder there because that wasn't the tempo that they were dealing with at the point, and we just,
Right.
the Antigans just came in with this fast. Now the tempo is just so
Everything.
crazy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yep.
it's just every
Yep.
yeah. So I
Yep.
mean, it's just life. It's just the music. It is just
Hmm.
it's just us. It's what we feel for. Because one time groovy would be a bad thing, a crazy, 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 real
Yeah.
nice, you know,
Yeah.
stemming from the
Yeah.
calypso music, and then
Yeah.
another time the power soca would be
Hmm.
taking off in all of the islands. So
Yeah.
it's just about, waiting to see what is really taking off with where
Right.
the genres are concerned.
Mhm.
True. Oh.
Wow.
Well, Joel,
We could talk for hours with this
we
We
team.
could
could
talk
talk
for
for
hours,
hours. And
but
Hours.
we have a game we didn't get to play, so we should probably play a game quickly.
Um,
oh, the
we have
No,
a few
game.
more
I,
minutes. Let's do this.
I heard you. I heard you like to play games. Like you're fun with games and stuff like that. Maybe that can
But
work out.
I can't even play snake and ladder.
You can't play Snake and
But
Ladder.
let's
Well, you're lucky. This is an oral game, not
okay.
physical.
Yeah,
So,
just
Okay.
top of the head, quick.
Uh-huh.
should I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's called Quick Hitters. And so we're gonna give you, we're gonna ask you a question or give you a phrase, make a statement, and the first thing that comes to mind, you answer, and then we move on to the next.
Okay. First thing come to my mind. That's scary.
It is a funny show.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I'll start. I'll start very soft. What is your favorite color? Easy.
Red.
Red.
Clearly.
Okay.
All right.
Your favorite genre? Oh, your favorite genre of music?
Love songs.
Okay.
Mm.
All
Mhm.
right. A song that you may sing in the shower.
Because look at what you do. Amaton by Gabby. Amaton.
Okay.
Hey, okay.
You have one? I have one. It's probably a long answer. I don't know. Have you ever thought of being a dancer with all those moves you have? I mean, I heard you earlier say you couldn't dance, but you fooled me. Ever thought of becoming a dancer?
No, I still can't dance. Gyrating on the stage is not dancing.
Well,
Dancing is choreography.
Okay. All right. We'll give that.
Putting it together perfectly.
I mean, it depends on whose culture, because I mean, some other cultures, some dances are very much gyrating.
Oh, well, true. But when you put other people with me to do the same things, it's not gonna work. It's
All right. So
harder.
you said no to that one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're keeping the family. That'll be my last question. Your favorite dish?
Boy, my favorite dish, Pyrex dish.
On
like
that note, answer.
Yes.
I don't
That
know.
was a good one.
Yeah.
You don't know
Okay.
if
Favorite
I,
you
thing?
I
love
like.
eating, huh?
Yeah. I mean, there is a dish, another cultural dish that we do here in Antigua, pepper pot, and
Oh,
which with that
Okay.
same fungi, it's mashed with the same eggplant, with spinach, with okras, with pumpkin and all that. We mash that into a mushy. It's just like a soup,
okay.
Right.
and we put like pickle in it, like pork, or you could have chicken or whichever you prefer. Um,
Okay.
but I like that. Different from the Pyrex dish because the Pyrex dish doesn't really have a flavor.
Right. And it's probably hard to bite into it too, isn't
Mm.
it?
I was
Yeah,
thinking
with
you said
that, with
Irish
that, I
dish.
mean,
I think I was thinking you said it because you could put anything inside of that pirate. Maybe.
Oh man.
Oh, Claudette Peters, I really
Well,
enjoyed
Claudette, we want to thank you so much for joining us. I learned some stuff about Antigua. Now I actually want to come to Antigua and try your national. I wouldn't say dish, your national food,
dishes.
it.
We
Yeah.
have
but
quite a
dishes.
few.
Yeah.
We have quite a few. I mean, you are welcome at any time. Just hit me up. I mean, at the end of the day, Antigua is mine and it's also yours because the culture is just so similar. You
Right.
would be
Facts.
so surprised that, the similarities are endless. And,
Yeah.
there are tweaks that you will be able to appreciate, when it comes to, elements and music and, the different ruins and all of that is
Hmm.
concerned. And so, I welcome you.
Of
Awesome.
course. Thank you. All right. Thank you for joining us. If you want to go ahead and plug in your social media or maybe say, big up to your family or whatever, now is the time. Go ahead.
I'd just like to say thank you to you guys for having me. I mean, I know it was like pulling teeth, but nothing happens until it's supposed to happen. For the folks who are actually locked in, and for those of you who will tune in after, I appreciate you guys. You could head on to my social media pages, engage yourself. My Instagram is at CPTHEDIVA, the diva. Of course, Claudette Peters, my Facebook. I have like three of them. But you could just, I mean, all of the information that I would post would be posted on all of them. Check
Right.
me out on Twitter as well. I mean, I'm easy to find. I'm like the only redhead soca artist around. Um, and it's just all about fun and learning who Claudette Peters is. I tend to be very spontaneous at times.
Right.
um just to live, love, and laugh. Thanks to my family for accommodating me. I see Jia on the link. Jia is my son. I love him dearly. He follows everything.
Right.
He's gonna be handling my social media pages just now because I really
Okay.
can't deal with that.
Nice.
Ah, it's like
Give them
pulling
what.
teeth. But hit me up. Check out my YouTube channel as well. I haven't been posting a lot on that, but as soon as I get the handle after next week, I will be full force, headed to do what I have to do in
Mm.
terms of my plans, 2023 and onwards. Thank you so much, Dissect, for having me. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure, especially speaking about my country and my music and what I'm about to do.
Definitely. And it was not like pulling teeth, okay? It was very fun. It was very entertaining. It was very educational.
All right.
Right.
I'm glad. I'm
Thank you.
glad.
Good luck
All right.
in your endeavors.
Thank you so very much.
There you have it, Miss Claudette CP Peters. That was nice. I actually enjoyed this. I learned some stuff about Antigua I didn't know, and I've been there like a million times. So that was good.
Wow.
So,
Amazing show. Amazing show. I
yeah.
didn't want it to end, but you know what? We can do like part two.
Most definitely. I thought you had to go. Like, it's all good. But we do usually we end the show with the video from next week, but I want to do it different this way. I hope you guys don't mind. So I'm thinking, guys in the back, to show the video for next week and then end with a performance from Claudette Peters. That sounds good, no? Right? So on behalf of TDN and Islands Therapy, I go by the name of Novelist.
And I go by the name of Jewel.
And this has been Dissect, and we will see you guys next week. Stay tuned for next week's clip, and stay tuned for live performance of Miss Claudette Peters, and we will see you guys. Peace.
Hey, it's Lisa J, and I'm going to be on Dissect on January 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Caribbean Time. Make sure you tune in at the Island Therapy YouTube page, as well as the Island Therapy Facebook page and tdntv.net. See you there.
The right place to bring our culture.
You see, you people. You see, we black people. Let me tell you a little something about we black people. You see, when it's carnival or festival time, whether we get paid or we not get paid, nobody tall can stop the party. What me say? But hold on, I don't think they heard me just now. Hold on, I don't think they heard me. Whether you get paid or you're gonna get paid, you make sure you enjoy yourself. And if anybody trouble you, anything about money, all I want you to tell them is, no care what nobody says. I got to try it on this side because maybe they ain't get paid. Hey, no care what nobody says. Take it loud. Hey, Joe, I'm coming with the vengeance of the steel pan. We coming. Calypso, the soca, iron band, drum, we banging. Mouth by out, we jumping in. This was all Lucas and I. Hey, we not gonna stop it. You could bring a pain and thunder. No care what I coming out to lay. I come out to break away. Not be really coming. No care what I coming out to play.
All right, done.